I would think this again. This issue is so all-encompassing, so essential, so fundamental to our reality that you have to think about it. You have to think, well, what is it going to mean? What does it mean to shift from a free will perspective to a causal will perspective? And we'll get into that in other shows. All right. So how else did I come to realize, to discover that free will is an illusion? Okay. Well, one is like through basic education. I've read a lot of psychology. I've taken a lot of psychology courses, and one thing you learn in psychology is that we all have an unconscious. I mean, Freud understood this. We understand this now, and and here's the thing about the unconscious: it is always awake. In other words, like our consciousness will go to sleep. We'll go to sleep and we won't remember what's happening while we're asleep. But our unconscious, at the time of our sleeping and our waking time, it's always working. Okay, it's always active. It's always kind of like influencing our reality. Now, okay, there's been evidence since the time of the discovery of hypnosis that a person's unconscious can control or decide one's thoughts, even though the consciousness, even though one thinks one's making a choice, under hypnosis and now through neurobiology, we've discovered that yeah, even though we think we're making choices, it's actually the unconscious that's making those choices. And when you realize that, you've got an unconscious that is working full time, and think about this: if the unconscious is working full time, it's a part of every decision you make, because otherwise why would it be there? It's feeding you. Basically, your unconscious is your memory store, your store of feelings, your store of experiences. I mean, that's where everything is stored, and you're not aware of it all because you couldn't be, but it's in there within your unconscious. And think about this, because this is how it made sense to me. If your unconscious never sleeps and is a part of every decision you make, sometimes it's making the complete decision for you, and the conscious mind has nothing to do with it. Again, we'll go over that in more detail in other shows. If that's the case, then that's a very clear way to understand that free will is an illusion, because we can't control our unconscious. That's the thing. Our unconscious, I mean, by definition, we're not conscious of it. It's operating behind the scenes. And so naturally, when we say free will, when we say, that we have a free will, we're saying that our decisions, that everything we decide is up to us. That we can consciously decide what we do or not. But again, if the unconscious is like a part of every decision and we don't know what the unconscious is doing, then the best we're left with is that it's a consciousness-unconsciousness collaboration on every decision. And if that's the case, and we can't control our unconscious, you can understand how free will is an illusion. We don't have a free will.